Tim Peake is the UK's first official astronaut and the first British astronaut to go to the International Space Station. During his mission Principia, Tim spent an epic 186 days orbiting Earth, stepping out on a spacewalk, becoming the first person to run the London Marathon from space, and he even took a Blue Peter badge along for the ride. Tim, what can we say? You really are out of this world. And I am over the moon to say that he is right here in studio. Please welcome Tim Peake! Tim, it's great to have you back with us on Blue Peter. I think we've got a huge fan right here in studio because Henry's kitted out for the occasion.
He is. I love his scarf. Hello, Henry.
It's amazing. Now, it's such an honour to have you in studio as per usual, because not only are you the first British astronaut to be a part of the European Space Agency, but you're the proud owner of a gold Blue Peter badge.
I am, yeah, hugely proud to wear the Blue Peter badge. Yeah, it means so much, and you know, the whole mission was about space, about inspiring the younger generation to get involved in science and tech and engineering, and so yeah, it's great to be able to wear it.
Now, you famously spent 186 days travelling at 17,000 miles an hour around the planet. When you see these images, what memories does it conjure up?
It's incredible. I mean, it just takes me back as if it was yesterday. But it's the most amazing feeling going around the planet because there's no noise from an engine pushing you around. You know, it's peaceful, it's graceful, you're in weightlessness, you're just floating, and there's the planet passing beneath you. It's just awe-inspiring. Now,
this is you on a mission, drinking water, and, well, you talk us through it. You can do a better job than me.
Yeah, so this is doing some science experiments. That's a -80-degree freezer that we're using there to freeze blood samples that we're taking, studying the human body. The space station is just an incredible environment. We did 250 experiments in 6 months, so it's really busy. We're always working, always doing science.
A lot of training for that, right?
A lot of training, yeah. There's a lot to learn. How to fly a spacecraft, you know, all the emergencies if things go wrong, how to do a spacewalk. So, yeah, there's 2.5 years of training gone in.
And speaking of spacewalk, that brings us very nicely onto this. You spent 4 hours doing a spacewalk, is that right?
Yeah, we were supposed to be out there for about 8 hours, but it was closer to 5, and then Tim Copra, my buddy, his helmet started filling with water.
Wow.
Really dangerous situation. And we had to get him back inside in a hurry, so we had to terminate the spacewalk and come back inside.
But go on, Henry, go off into space yourself, get out of here. How has life changed for you, though, like, since you've come back?
I'm still obviously working very closely with the space agencies, both ESA and the UK Space Agency, doing lots of outreach work, trying to encourage, you know, young people to maximise the opportunities they have. So been really busy doing all sorts of things and taking up writing as well.
Wow, OK.
Yeah, so I've got a children's fiction book out right now, Swarm Rising, and this is about aliens.
So I was going to ask you that very question. Is there intelligent life out there? But I guess I'd have to read the book, wouldn't I, to find out?
Yeah, well, I think there is. I mean, you look at the number of stars in the Milky Way, about 100 billion, about 200-300 billion galaxies in the universe that we can see, and life started really quickly and easily on Earth. But I think the universe is teeming with life. The question is, how or will we ever make contact with another civilization? I think we can do it if we go digital and if we can travel at the speed of light.
I've got some questions from aspiring astronauts, aka the Blue Peter fans. Are you ready?
OK, I'm ready.
OK, I love this first question. It's from Bethany. Is it true that you can't burp in space?
That's a fantastic question. Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, you can burp, but you don't really need to burp because here on Earth, you know, bubbles go up. You have a fizzy drink, the bubbles go up and the liquid stays where it is.
Yeah.
And so those bubbles in your stomach, if you have a fizzy drink, you know, they come up and we burp.
Yeah.
But in space, you know, that only happens on Earth because of gravity, and things that are less dense, they float up, things that are more dense, they stay down because of gravity. So if you take that away and you're floating in weightlessness, the bubbles go in all directions. If you have a ball of water in space and you put a fizzy tablet in it, the bubbles will go in all directions. So bubbles don't come up in space, so we don't burp as much.
That is fascinating. OK, wow. Flying Elephant 00 has asked, is it true that on the International Space Station that you reuse water from the toilets?
We do, yes, which is a good thing. It sounds disgusting, but you know what? We do that here on Earth as well. Yeah. It's just that in space we do it much more quickly and there's only a few people. So, yeah, we recycle about 90% of our urine, also our sweat when we're exercising, the perspiration, the condensation we breathe out. We take all that lovely moisture, clean it up and drink it the next day.
So my question is, when you're like on your treadmill and you're jogging and you're sweating, do you just catch the sweat droplets and put them in a bag?
No, the airflow catches it all, it filters it, it
Right.
cleans it out, and then it turns it back into drinking water.
Super Dude has said, when you're on the space station, how easy is it to see every different country and places on Earth? Could you look at the planet and say, look, there's where I live?
Well, when you first get into space, you can kind of recognise the continents and the countries, but you see no borders from space. That's one of the interesting things. You just see the kind of geology of the planet. And then when you're up there for months and months, you get really good at spotting places. So I feel like I know everywhere now. I know every country on the planet.
You've sort of been to all of them.
You feel like you've been to them.
Right. Aman has asked the question that we're all thinking. How was going to the toilet in space?
Going to the toilet, right, the one thing you have to remember is to switch on the fan before you do anything, because actually it's the same as on Earth, but without gravity to keep things going in the right direction. You need something to keep things going in the right direction, and that's airflow. So, you know, we pee into a tube. Once we have the fan switched on, all the air keeps it going in the right direction. Same for number 2.
Did you ever forget?
Thankfully, I never forgot. But,
OK, good.
Yeah.
Would you tell us even if you did?
No, I wouldn't.
What a mess that would be. Dashhound Lover, how did you stop yourself from floating when you were trying to sleep?
I let myself float a bit because it's fun. I mean, where else are you going to get to experience sleeping and floating? But I did have some kind of like zip ties with my sleeping bag to the wall so I wouldn't bounce off and hit my head in the night and wake myself up.
That sounds like the most fun sleep ever.
It's great.
Floating around. Tim, listen, thank you so much for coming back on the show. One more time for Tim Peake, everyone!